Am I on? Are we on?
Are you on?
Yes.
Okay. So thanks everyone for coming. I'm excited about Gabbert to be well open house. The reason this all came about was because recently my workplace let go of nearly 10% of our workforce. So I thought, you know what? Instead of going to work every day, I'm still thinking. To have in my mid-40s now. I'm looking ahead to my kids' future and mine. I'm sick of scraping by. I'm sick of living paycheck to paycheck, and it's time to make a difference. It just so happened that as we were in Miami recently, my boyfriend took a picture of myself under this neon light, G-A-B, Gab, and that just happens to be the beginning of my last name. And I thought that is so cool, and it inspired the Gab Live to Be Well nutrition counseling. The Live to Be Well was one of those things that I wanted that since I was first starting out 20 years ago. Remember when it was cool to have a license plate, personalized? Yeah, not you. But I never did it, and I thought, you know what, I'm just going to add that to the business name, Gab Live to Be Well. So it's all about not letting things happen to break my spirit and not to break me financially either. So it's all about taking that control. You combine my passion to help people with nutrition and more than just meeting one-on-one, but I'm going to offer nutrition classes, nutrition talks, still working with Isagenix consultants and associates and helping them develop their own Isagenix business, and really, and the cards. Oh, sorry. We're going to offer like I said, the classes. I'm excited here at the office here for local folks that we have a kitchen in here too. So I'm looking into offering cooking classes and really helping. My passion is helping parents, moms, single moms, and really helping us just to be as healthy as we can and financially free as possible. So we were talking about the name of the business, the Gab Live to Be Well, and yes, it is Isagenix Consulting, but we're also talking about, being in this office and in this environment. It's a like-minded environment. People have positive energy. It's all about having a life-loving attitude towards life, and I look forward to working there every day and with others who have that same type of passion. The other thing too is about having people come in here and offer that nutrition counseling is empowering them. So helping them to be inspired and empowering themselves to go out and learn, and not only learn about things in here, but taking that out into the real world too. Okay. So first things first, I would like to invite you to join the Isagenix family and really join that nutrition program with an open mind and some borrowed trust from yourself. I've been a registered dietitian for 20 years now, and I know I still look it. But I've never lost that passion to help others, and I love what I'm doing. And Isagenix is a way for me to continue loving what I do and to offer quality products. I don't offer or back anything that's not third-party tested for quality and content, and Isagenix very much is. Very much that. So I'm really keeping in mind the affordability too. I hear all the time, oh, I can't afford it, it's too much. If I can afford it, anybody can afford it. It's all about making that shift. Even if you spend $3 or $4 on a cup of coffee, you can spend $3 or $4 on a shake. But I'm very, very conscious of the affordability of it. I know what it's like to have no money, no food, and no light. And now I'm happy to say we have our sparkle back. We've got some food. We've got a little bit of money, it's growing, and I definitely have my lights. And that's why I so much love that Gabbert that we run sign. I love my ISA family too. It's all about family and everything. And the common thread amongst all of us in the ISA family is that we have our belief in God, our belief in each other, and the belief in what we're doing. My dad always said on the back of my business card, you'll see his famous quote. He was always talking about how life was so short. And for him, it was too short. But one of his famous lines was, "Great thought, pick it up." So I don't know how long I'm here on this earth, but I know it's time to be impactful, and I know the time is now. So I'm very thankful to have this opportunity. I'm thankful to the Isagenix folks for inviting me into the office to have some shared space, and like I said, have that positive energy all day long. And I know what it's like to have Isagenix in my world now for about 3 years, almost 3 years. And I would love I have a friend of mine here, Sarah, who has transformed her life as well, just by changing one meal of her day a few years ago. So Sarah, come on.
Okay. I'm Sarah Post, and my journey started about 4 years ago when my husband brought product home, and like, oh, we're gonna do this. It's great, nutrition and everything, and I don't want to do it. I wasn't a very big breakfast eater at all. So after months and months of him just chipping away at me, I finally decided to give it a try, and I liked it. The flavors are great, but I still wasn't really all that gung-ho about it. And so I finally did a 30-day, and things just totally shifted from there. I got more energy, and it just changed my life. So fast forward 4 years, and I'm not puffy.
You're definitely
A lot of puffiness went away. And I just got lots more energy. And now I just do one shake a day, and that's my breakfast. That's all I do is just I change my breakfast.
Okay.
Right.
So it all starts with that. That's right.
Yeah, it starts with simply just changing your breakfast. Those things change. It's awesome.
Yeah.
And Sarah's a busy mom of 2 little girls,
Yeah.
and she works full time as a nurse, so she has a crazy busy schedule.
Full-time medical assistant, and then we got 2 young girls at home, and then trying to keep up with him. You have to have it.
That's
To
right.
keep up with him.
That's
So,
right. Thank you so much.
Awesome.
Ken, would you like to come in? with us?
Sure. Yeah.
Thanks, Sarah, so much.
Good job.
Yay! And Ken has been such a great influence on all of us in our ISA family and beyond. And you're so knowledgeable in all of our products. And so I just would welcome you, if you don't mind, we were going to mention
Sure.
about our nutrition program.
Well, thanks, Ray. So I guess if those of you who are, if you're new or unfamiliar with the products, or even have a goal in mind in terms of health, fitness, or strength improvement, kind of understanding how to use the product is a big deal. As you heard, Sarah pretty much just changed her breakfast, and over that journey, her body reorganized. It wasn't anything miraculous in what the products are, except for what it gives the body the tools to build with. So again, what I like to use is, what I like to say to folks is that your body already has the ability to be stronger, to be healthier, to sleep well, to have more energy. But if it's not because of what you're doing, it's what you're not doing yet. And to find that balance, to find that understanding of how to implement certain pieces to get you there. My purpose with Isagenix, what I do a lot of, is in strength. I'm 52, and I'm probably stronger than I ever was at 18. So that's just because I use it in a certain protocol. Someone who perhaps, say, like for instance, Sarah was needing more energy. It's important to get rid of the toxins and things that are in our body that are blocking our energy. And when I say energy, I'm talking about not just the energy that you feel like you can run a sprint. I'm talking about the energy of your spirit, of your whole body's way it operates, because at the cellular level, it's important to support with living foods as opposed to what we a lot of times use in dead foods, right? Unnecessary things that our body really doesn't know what to do with. So if what I'd like to do is, if possible, if anyone just wants to share a goal real quick. Anybody want to say, what do you want to do? I'm going to pick on the other man in the group here. Do you have a goal in terms of health, nutrition, just body?
I really, it's more maintaining what I've got right now.
Maintain what you got. Right on. So is that just in strength, endurance?
Strength and endurance. Yeah.
Do you have a hobby?
Lots of hobbies.
Lots of hobbies. So you need the strength and the endurance to keep up with those hobbies, right? So our body has an amazing ability, which is called adaptability, and it will do, if your hobbies are physical, aggressive, and you're doing those things without proper support, your body's going to acclimate to a certain point in plateau. And when we start to support that even better, that plateau goes away. So all of a sudden, where you were kayaking 1 mile, you're doing 5. Where you were hiking up a hill and taking a break every half hour, now you're going hours without that break. But that's only because we're giving it different tools. And so in terms of Isagenix, so in terms of Isagenix, keeping for a male, we want it to be a certain protein profile, the amounts of protein per day, and making sure we're assimilating the right amount of proteins per day. Amino acids are the key to the building blocks to muscle. So I'm always saying, hey, let's get 1.2 times your body weight in grams of protein, and then you're gonna see a lot of change in your energy, even up to 1.5. So, any other goals? Anybody want to chat about? Come on, somebody's got a goal, even if it's just maintaining where you are. Because here's a little thing: as Father Time continues, and you have a birthday with a 0 on the end of it, maintaining what you are now with what you're doing currently will not be enough. Sorry to say.
Yeah, so my goal is to continue building the muscle and have awesome arms and abs. Yeah.
So Susan, I love what Susan does too. She stays very active and looks fantastic all the time. And so to do that, even as we grow older, we have to do different things. So what we did at 20, no longer is the same we can do at 30 or 40. And then when we hit 50, we really have to be diligent in what we're doing. And so that, really sticking to that 80-20 rule, 80% of the time, really giving our body all the things it needs. And you'll start seeing your body give you little whispers. And those whispers, if you're not doing it right, the whispers are, sleep habits start to suffer. Energy levels start to be compromised. You'll see even attitudes. So our brain is fed by the same nutrition that our muscles and bones are fed with. So attitudes start to diminish. So those little clues, they're extremely, and I like to say, if you listen to your body whisper, you won't have to hear it scream later. Right? So think about it.
Yeah, the biggest thing for me was I was working out like crazy, but I haven't seen any changes in my body until I changed the nutrition that I was doing.
Perfect point. And this is happening. So I'm in the fitness industry. I work with clubs for 4 states, and I'm in there and I see the same clients on a regular basis, same clubs, and I go in there and I see the same members in the same club, and I see them year after year, and they look the same. And they're on the treadmill 40 minutes or an hour, and they're working out like crazy. And I see them sweating. Their shirts or clothes are just drenched, and they look the same. And that's a good point what Susan made, because literally, if we aren't seeing changes, I mentioned plateaus, we get to a point and our body doesn't change. and there's things that are blocking that energy. And most of the time, it's toxins, it's things that we're not removing from our body, allowing it to get rid of. And so we have, the cleanse is an extremely valuable part. We can't put good things in if there's no room for it. And there's a law of sacrifice. We have to literally sacrifice something to make room for something better. And so if we're continuing the same habits, we're not sacrificing any of the bad to make room for the good. So that whole cleansing process is a big deal. So anything else? Is there something that
No, pretty much I love
chat about some?
cleanse and then
So- So in terms of our cleansing, the cleansing process is of course intermittent fasting, give the body a chance to quit digesting and start foraging and literally consume the toxins that are within the cell and flood the bloodstream with it, and then lots of water, flush it out, get rid of it, make sure that it's gone. And that's where the size changes. You may not see a lot of differences in the scale, but you'll see a lot of differences in your size. And exactly. And so getting rid of the contents of the fat cells is the toxins. And then, of course, re-nourishing the body with the shakes. And I recommend 2 a day. A minimum, but you know, if there's 1 a day, then I'll take it. I recommend 2 a day. If you're working out and there's certain protocols, I mean, you know, on my workout days there's 4. So because we have a certain amount of protein per day. Another thing to always add, and what I really advocate for, is adding the greens, the phytonutrients, the antioxidants, the alkalizing factors. When you start to get your body into an alkali state, changing the pH levels from acidic to alkali, all things operate smoother and with less effort. So again, as you bring the alkalinity in and the acidity goes away, energy is naturally liberated, and you feel like you're lighter. You feel like you're more capable. So that's a natural thing. So this is in every single one of my shakes, without a doubt. The support structures to the cleanse. The cleanse is essentially a couple of ways you can use that: 48-hour, 24-hour, or a daily system. And it equates to a light dusting, which would be a daily. You got a 24-hour, which is a little deeper. Maybe you vacuum now. And then the 48-hour cleanse is literally a spring cleaning, getting deep, clearing out the cupboards and get rid of the clutter.
Although I'll point out that it sounds like it's a colonic cleanse, and it's not.
It is
You
not.
will not be racing to the bathroom.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
And so
Yeah.
Susan's right. It's not called a poopy cleanse. It's the pee cleanse. Because again, it's literally activating the kidneys, your lymphatic system, and allowing the liver to take a bit of a break. And then you literally pass that fluids through the natural channels. And it's because, I mean, you hydrate a lot, half your body weight in ounces of water per day, which is what you should be doing anyway. But then the minerals and the nutrients that are in the cleanse will help bring those toxins out of the cells, flush them into your bloodstream, and gone. There's a really cool product that's in actually several. It's an ingredient in several of the products, which is the aloe. It's actually the aloe heart. And the aloe heart is different than the entire aloe. And then a lot of times when you get aloe for sunburns and stuff like that, it's the entire plant ground up and made a gel out of. And the problem with the outside of the plant and the inside of the plant, they neutralize each other because the outside shell keeps the goodies in, right? So it can't leach out. So when you combine them, they kind of neutralize it. They're great for topicals and things like that. But as far as what it's designed to do inside the body at the cellular level, is that the aloe heart literally has a molecule that when you ingest it in your body, it's a little scavenging molecule. And when it gets to a certain atomic weight, all the junk gets collected, then it gets heavy enough to be flushed out of the body. So it's a little collective system of sponge is pulling out more junk as it goes through. So even the shake has that characteristic in it. So helping you to alkalize and to cleanse subtly. That's why we get people on the shakes for a couple days at least prior to a cleanse. don't ever jump right into a cleanse. I don't recommend that. I did that with a friend of mine. Forget it. Like I said, it was peach. And then we have the like I said, the support pieces, the chocolates we get to have on our cleanse days to help us. It's got the green tea that will give us a little bit of a happy sense, right? There's a lot of different support pieces, and it's actually, I like to customize it to each individual person.
Right.
So, and Heather's awesome at that. She's the master. And so if you got certain things you want to achieve, that's why I ask for goals first. Goals first. Who you are, what you want to do, and how to use this as the next step. Okay.
Thank you, Ken. So Jackie is making the shakes, so she'll be right here. But that's pretty much. Any questions? Anybody? Okay. Where are the shakes? Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got stand. Right on. And we have some of those.
Yeah, Jesse. Oh, yeah. I think I did. I talked about pantry cleaning, right? Yeah. I talked about cleaning out the pantry, didn't I? Going into people's homes. I figured that idea. Oh, really? No, shoot.
You told me about that.
Okay. I thought I was
Yeah,
up here.
I went to my own.
Shoot, yeah. So I am offering that though too. Yeah, going to the home and cleaning out pantries, and then going grocery store shopping. The app. Oh, here we go. Here it is. This is orange juice.
So it's a vanilla shake with orange replenish with
Yeah, why not?
That's it. Yeah, deal.
Thanks, Susan.
So you just out this is the
Okay.
Just vanilla, maybe.
Okay.
This is our.
So yeah, it's good. I'm not sure for insurance yet. Yeah, self-pay.
Absolutely. These have all the same every protein and minerals and vitamins. Yeah, so I'll do that.
Okay.
That's great.
Yeah. See, you like that. That's what you need to do. That's got the great one.
That's Taylor's favorite.
That's Elizabeth's favorite. I can't keep it in the house.
Oh no, I meant the orange fruit planet.
Oh, this orange juice.
Yeah.
This, so that's
That's Maddie's
that's my
favorite.
Maddie's favorite.
Have you done that one, AJ?
Yeah, I'm thinking it would be really good with blueberries.
No, yeah, it's really good.
So I was in
I put blueberries in my shake. I'll take the
I was in Brooksville.
I love these.
And they have, on the recipe, there's a coffee stand that has nice fix. And there's one recipe that
Here's
is
another one. Do you want
this with blueberries. So I've had it. It's actually
Hey, Jackie. Thank you.
Strawberry.
Strawberry. It's all your fruit.
Because it's like.
Does anybody around
I
you?
Oh, does she? Like she was like a protein shake. Do you want one? I have one, thank you. Okay.
Are you full?
Not stopped.
Oh, okay, so she does the shakes.
Yeah, she shakes. Yeah, she has diabetes. So she tries to like watch how much she eats. I think shakes are a good way.
Yeah, well, you know,
I think it's what shake and people.
well, she has a hairdressing place at home, right? Does she?
I don't think
Like
so.
that? She should.
I was gonna say, yeah. She's in such a good position.
Yeah. Would be perfect.
Yeah.
So what's her name again?
Yeah.
Karen does hair.
She's Karen does my hair.
Karen does my hair. She does my hair. Isn't that
Oh,
cute?
yeah. Are you here?
Karen does my hair.
It's catchy. It's always funny when I say, yeah, Karen does my hair.
Thanks, Sam. For real.
Do you want to try it and then finish the caramel bar? You want to give it to Oh, those are.
I love that one.
This is so fun.
Isn't it great?
Yes.
I'm really excited about the kitchen. So
Yeah.
that's first thing I should know. Let's go.
I love your cards.
I think we need birthday cards. So that's what I was you know, tweeting and social media. I thought of you. I was gonna say that too. I thought now I'm gonna go to your high school reunion.
Do you want?
Yeah, I know. I had to go sign.
Okay, no problem.
Bills to pay.
It's so crazy. Oh, yeah, it's just you have to just download it and then all you gotta do is I hear that one more time. All you gotta do is
Just get into the routing table and change the source destination IP address.
So how do you know Heather? You work with her?
I did an outbound with her.
You're going too, yeah.
Yeah, that's her. During my undergrad.
She inspired me to go to that
That's what it's program.
Yay!